Hello and welcome to Baking and Log. My name is Gunnar Larson and today we're going to be making some homemade beef jerky. This is pretty simple, so let's go ahead and get started. To make the sauce that you marinate the meat in, you'll need 3/4 cup of soy sauce, 3/4 cup of Worcestershire sauce, 2 teaspoons of black ground pepper. You're also going to need 1 teaspoon of red ground pepper, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of paprika, and then 1 tablespoon of honey. Now just mix it all together until it's well combined. Now we're going to start with our beef. We need 2 pounds of top round, and the first thing you need to do is cut off the fat. Fat won't cure as well as the rest of the meat, so when it won't store, it'll end up rotting, and we don't want that. So once you have the fat cut off, just start slicing the meat into thin beef jerky-like strips. You don't want them too thick or else they won't dry out and dehydrate as fast as the other ones. Once you have the pieces cut up, you're just going to stick them into the sauce that you made. Make sure that both sides are equally marinated, and you're just going to continue to do this until all the meat is gone. Now that you have all the meat in there, just make sure that it's all been marinated well, and then once it's all packed down and you think it's ready to be put in the refrigerator, you're just going to cover it with some plastic wrap or cellophane wrap, and we're going to stick this in the fridge for 3 hours. You can do this for as long as you want. Probably shouldn't do it any less than 3 hours, but it could go longer. 3 hours of marinating in the fridge. I've taken this out, the meat out, and I've put it on a tea towel. Paper towels work best, but I'm going to use a tea towel. And what I'm doing here is I'm just going to press them down and to make sure I get all of the sauce out of them. You don't want them to be really wet but when you put them into the oven, or else they won't dehydrate as well. And when I put them into the oven, right now I'm just putting them on a cookie sheet, but I will put them on a rack over cookie sheet when I put them into the oven. That'll help them stay dry instead of having the sauce when it bakes out just sitting there. Now I'm just going to dispose of the sauce. You cannot reuse it, so just throw it down the drain. So now, before we put these in the oven, we're going to put these on cooling racks, and then put the cooling racks on the cookie sheet, and put these in the oven at 175 degrees for 4 hours. So after 4 hours in the oven, your beef jerky should look like this. It's dried out, and as you can see, it's kind of like leather, but it looks just like beef jerky does, and it feels just like it does as well. And so what I'm doing here is I'm just cutting them up into smaller pieces, more bite-sized. And I don't need to do this with a lot of them, using a knife, that is. Some of them I can just tear with my own hands. As you can see here, they pull apart pretty easily. And I'm just going to continue to do this with all the ones that I think need to be cut up a little bit more. That's it today, guys. I had a lot of fun making this. The beef jerky turned out really well, dehydrated very nicely in the oven, which I was a little bit nervous about just doing it in the oven, but it worked out pretty well. So if you liked the video, don't forget to like it and subscribe if you haven't already. Bye.